Hello. Hello. I know this was super last minute, but I did say once I hit it, I would jump on here. So thankfully it was on the weekend. Hey, Candace. I know I haven't done a surprise live show in a while, but if there was ever a time to do one, it would be for this, right? So, like the last couple times, I do have a book haul to do. So, I'll do that soon. But anyway, this is really crazy. It's still kind of like, obviously I've been waiting for this to happen and been building up to it for all this time, and still now that it's happening, it's just like really, it's wonderful. It's really wonderful, but it's a big surprise. Oh, thank you, Naomi. I'm glad that I can make you feel better. Sorry, I'm just kind of like boring right now. I'll start doing a haul in a little bit, but I just go want to hang out with my favorite people, right? Ooh, there are a bunch. Thanks, Naomi. Hi, Daniela. Well, thank you guys. You make me feel so loved. You make me feel so loved. I did do the whole like live on YouTube Studio, so it doesn't let me highlight the comments. YouTube really needs to get on that. Like, you should be able to do that. But it's just faster to go live straight with YouTube than like go through StreamYard. So I'll have to just read the comments as they come in instead. But yeah, well, what are you guys doing today? What's everybody reading? I mean, let's start with that. Then I'll go through my book haul. My friend is visiting, and we went to a bunch of bookstores yesterday, and I found some gems. So I'm very excited to show them. I did show them in my Instagram story, but you know, I can't come on here and not show y'all some books. That would be sad. Also, I feel like YouTube is delayed more when they like. Oh, I actually have The Love Hypothesis is one of the books I'm about to haul. So how about I show you the first? Here, I just hauled this one. I'm glad that I've heard mixed things about it. I feel like I always hear mixed things about it when it's a traditionally published book. I've heard that it is really steamy and really fun, and I've heard that it was boring. Like, I've heard literally both things, so I don't know. We'll see. But that's the first book we'll haul then. About the Love Hypothesis. So there we go. One book to add to the bookshelf. Isn't that fun? Hey, Nikki. Thank you so much. Thanks, Zoe. Ooh, Candace. I have been wanting to read a Mary Jo Putney. I don't know if I bought any of hers yet, though. I don't know. I don't think that I have. Vows of a Mobster. Christy, did you like it? Of course, I just read that one too, and I really liked that one. I still have to write my review for it, because that one was an arc that I read. But you guys can read it right now. Vows of a Mobster was really good. Good to know, Candace. Good to know. I am Sherlock. Thank you. It is so weird that I can say 10K now. We'll see if it stays above 10K. See, that was the thing yesterday for the last couple days. It was fluctuating like right around like 9,090 for like 3 days. Okay. I was just like stagnant. And I was like, come on, I want to hit it by the weekend so that I could do a live show this weekend. Because I have to record. I'm recording another podcast episode with Read My Lips tomorrow. So I was hoping I would hit it. It keeps going up and down. Chrissy, I think that's fair. Personally, I think, and I put this in my review, I think that it should have been 3 books because each couple should have had a book, in my opinion. But it is nice to have a standalone Mafia book. I feel like there's not enough of those. So I'll take what I can get with it. But, well, maybe we'll just I'll start doing the book haul. And then when, hopefully by then everyone will be here. And then maybe we can do some Q&A, or I'll get some recommendations from you guys like I love to do. So, kitty cat, I'm excited. I love doing those. Naomi, I just finished book 6 of the Deliver series. And I'm going to read The Devil in Disguise before starting the next one. Yes, book 6. That one's quite the book. I mean, all the books in the Deliver series are. Love Springs Eternal by S.J. Himes. So now I don't know yet what I'm reading. Okay. Well, I'll tell you guys what I'm reading. The ones that I'm most concentrating on right now. I did start book 2 in the Bargainer series last night. So I did start that. I did really love the first one. If you saw my review from this week, I really loved it. So I'm excited to continue. And then if you saw my reel that I made, or my TikTok yesterday, I am reading Empire the Vampire. And I'm about this far in. My plan is to do about 100 pages a day, and then I could read it in like a week. And it's very intense, obviously. In part 2, there was a pretty graphic animal death that I wasn't prepared for. But with Jay Kristoff, I have to be prepared for anything. Keith, thank you so much. That means so much to me. I love seeing where people are around the world. That I can give book recommendations to people around the world is kind of bananas. So anyway, those are the 2 main books I'm reading. Obviously, if you look at my Goodreads, I'm always reading multiple books, but those are the big ones. So, okay, let's start going through this stack here. I think you've already seen these in my pictures, but I did buy Unhinged and Psycho. These are the psychopath books from the Necessary Evil series by Onley James. I have to own these. I'm not a huge fan of this cover. I just don't like the way he kind of looks a little constipated, but I love the book, so I don't care. And then I really, really loved this one. So got these. Then I showed these on Instagram too. One of my subscribers, Ashley, has been cleaning out her library, and she sent me a crap ton of books. Okay, like I have a whole shelf now that is like just for Ashley books that she sent me. Yes, Daniela. Ooh, psychopaths are the thing. So she sent me Moonlight on Nightingale Way, which I guess is a Dublin Street book by Samantha Young. So I got this one. She sent me Strung by Victoria Ashley. Don't know what this is about. I assume it's musician. I mean, Candace, I speak the truth. He does look like he's constipated. Stepbrother Dearest by Penelope Ward, which I actually haven't read. I can't believe I haven't read this one. This seems right up my alley. I think it was on my TBR when I was reading a bunch of Stepbrother books, and then I just never got to it, and I kind of like moved on from that. As Dust Dances by Samantha Young. I think this one is in the music industry too. Not sure. Really pretty cover though. Well, that's good to know, Candace. And then I got sent books 2 through 5 in the Dark One series. So by Rachel Van Dyken. So there's Untouchable Darkness, Dark Surrender, Darkest Temptation, and Darkest Sinner. Stay there. I mean, Daniela, I assume it's Steam. Like, if it isn't, I'd be disappointed. And then she also sent me the 5 books of the Fae Chronicles by Amelia Hutchins, which I haven't read yet. I've only read the spin-off series of these. So very happy to have this. What? Oh. And then I got 3 books by R.S. Gray as well. So I got The Summer Games, Setting the Score, and Out of Bounds. And I'm very excited for this one because I haven't read this one yet, is Scoring Wilder by R.S. Gray. So very excited for those. Then yesterday when I went shopping, Asley, been watching you for a year now, and you are my go-to person for Rex, and you're from Turkey. Well, that is amazing. Thank you so much for watching. Part of the reason I wanted to do this earlier in the day is that we really get the people from far away. Reader's Abode, thank you so much. Allison Williamson, congratulations. Monica, hey Monica, thanks for stopping by. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Okay, so when we went to Barnes & Noble as well. I'll get to all the used books we got in a second, but I'm very excited to try this one. So I don't know if you guys know this. I've read a couple arcs for this publisher so far, and they are part of Carina Press, and they're called Adoras, and they do queer romances. So this one, I believe, is like a Navy male-male romance. And I am here for it. So I can't wait to try this one. And I'm seeing Carina Press. These books have been all over the Barnes & Noble romance section lately, so that's cool. I did also grab The Mistake. They had the abs cover there. These were still really expensive. Like this one, which is the size of like, you know, it's like the size of a romance pretty much. It was still $12, but I mean, I want to get the abs covers in this size eventually. So I got this one because the Legacy comes out on Tuesday. Yes, Candace, I'm excited for the Navy one too. So anyway, got book 2, just happened to be there. Hey, Brandy, thank you so much. And then I grabbed A Fate of Wrath and Flame by K.A. Tucker. I've heard pretty good things about this fantasy series by her. So why not? We were at Barnes & Noble, and I just wanted to spend some money, apparently. So I did. Okay, so those were the kind of like bigger ones that I grabbed. So now, what we've all been waiting for. I have some step backs to show you. And guys and gals, and everyone in between. I found some really pretty ones yesterday. So we're going to start going through the stack of these. So I found, wait, where's the other one? Here we go. I found a couple Stephanie Laurens that I didn't have. Hi, Susan. I found Mastered by Love, which, whoop, look at that. And then I found one of the older Devil's Bride. I only had the like reprint that looked like this, which was cool because it was floppy. But I found the one that has the step back on the back. So very happy to have Devil and Honoria. So I got those. I found some Virginia Henley that I didn't have before. So there's this Notorious, which is this. Love that. Naked water scene. And I found Desired, which I didn't have yet, which is a full page, like Grecian looking almost. Oh my gosh, I love it. Then I couldn't say no to this, even though I don't really need it. Maybe I'll do this book as a giveaway sometime, because something I want to do at like the end of the year is to give away like some of the books that are on my favorite list. So I found another copy of Thief of Shadows that has the step back, and I just was like, yes, because it was so hard for me to find one. Someone actually gifted it to me. And then I have found some since then, but it was almost in like perfect condition, so I grabbed it. But I always have to have this step back. I just have to have it, so I grabbed it. Monica from Mexico. Well, hello, and thank you for the congratulations. Readers Abode, you're from Bangladesh? Wow. That is so cool. That makes me so happy. And then I've never grabbed one of this author before, but this is Jill Gregory, and I really like this like gold stamp. But then this step back, look at her dress. I love the pattern of her dress, and I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I know not everyone will like this, but I'm a cowgirl through and through. Not really. My dad is. I love this like gun belt on like the metal bed frame, and like the choker she's wearing. I'm just really into it. This one says, she vowed not to lose the gunfighter who made her burn with desire. I'm rewatching Yellowstone right now because the 4th season comes out in a couple months. And so my heart just beats for the Cowboys big time. So anyway, I had to get this one. Put these away. Okay, then I found a Heather Graham. Now this one, I believe I've seen this step back on Step Back Saturday before. But this one is called Lord of the Wolves. And it's this. Look at this, man. I just had to have it. And it also has this really cool like texture. It just looks so cool. I had to have it. I had to have it. So I think this one is probably going to be medieval time or Viking time. 865 in Nova Scotia. This is a work of art, okay? Nikki Yellowstone is the best. It's so great. Yeah, this was gold. Then this really pretty Gallon Foley. I just love how magical this one looks. He's a warrior, a hero, the ultimate temptation. I have a few Gallon Foley. She's beautiful. Ooh, Bonnie, it's a good series. Good to know. Hi, by the way, Bonnie. Hello, my friend. And then, okay. So I did some research last night because I found this book, and I did not know that this book had a run with Love Spell. Okay, see, it says Love Spell. I only knew that this book was from like Jove, but apparently Dark Challenge, as well as Dark Prince and the Scarletti Curse, were all done with Love Spell, and they had these clinch covers on the front, which just blew my mind. Just blew my mind, because doesn't this look like a historical or like Western romance? I mean, this is a paranormal, like set in modern-ish times, kind of. Maybe it's even in future times. I don't remember. But I literally was like dumbstruck when I saw this, because I've never seen the covers like this for a Christine Feehan before. So I did some research, and you can find Dark Prince. The first one has a cover like this, and so does the Scarletti Curse. But see, the Scarletti Curse actually is a historical novel because it's kind of like set outside the series, and it's like set in a historical time. But this just, I was like, this is super unique. So I had to grab it because I used to love these books. I haven't reread any of these before. But I absolutely love this. So I grabbed it because I don't care. I was like, that's super unique. As a previous lover of the series, I had to grab it. So, all right, then Bonnie, I'm so glad you showed up because I bought a couple Lee Greenwoods just because of you. Okay, I grabbed a couple of them here. I grabbed The Reluctant Bride. If you guys don't, well, you guys wouldn't know, but on one of our members live chats, which if you're at the Fated Friend level of the membership, you get to have a monthly like hangout with me. And Lee Greenwood is actually a man. And he writes historical romance. So I believe this is a Western. So this one's in Colorado, 1872. So I grabbed The Reluctant Bride. And I also grabbed Someone Like You. So I am going to try these for sure. And the thing is too, is I found a new bookstore in my area that it's not a new bookstore, but it's new to me. And they had a bunch of historical romance there. So I didn't grab all of them because I didn't know where to start, but I'm going to start with these two and see what I think. So Bonnie told me that he was almost as good as Lisa Kleypas, but for, the American West. So we'll see. Those are big shoes to fill, my friend. Big shoes to fill. All right. Then I don't know why I did this because I still have yet to read one of this author's books, but I just love the covers of her books and her step back. So I grabbed some more Susan Enoch. I grabbed Meet Me at Midnight. I grabbed England's Perfect Hero, which has this step back. I love wedding dresses or like white dresses on step backs. And so I love this one. I grabbed An Invitation to Sin, which look at that garter and that right there. And then Sin and Sensibility, which is a back step back. So I still have yet to read a Susan Enoch, but I love her covers, so I keep buying them. Ooh, there's another Stephanie Lawrence that I forgot. This one is The Ideal Bride. I forgot to. That one's a wedding dress too. Hi, Amy. Ooh, Brandy, that's good to know. It's very pretty. Sorry, I needed to read some of these. Susan Wilson. You're reading The Mafia Wars. Oh, I'm so glad. Hi, Beach Bum. Lild Vainberga. Sorry if I just ruined that. Have you read Original Sin series by J.A. Huss and Jonathan McLean? Audiobooks are perfect. Greetings from Latvia. Well, hello to Latvia. I have not read those ones by J.A. Huss. I have read a few J.A. Huss. I've read her Supervillain as well as a couple other ones. I'll have to look those up. Hold on. Let me write it down. I have my notebook ready all the time for these. Original Sin by. And don't forget, guys, you can always go to the book form if you want to recommend a book. When I do live shows, I try to write it down, but it helps me a lot if you put it into the book form, which is in my link tree, which should be in the stuff down below, because then when I'm looking for a book, I do look through those lists. Like I pick a lot of books from that list just day to day, but I will write this one down just because we're here. But it's a good way to get it on my radar is to use that book form. Jonathan. Okay. Highly recommend Susan Enoch. Great. I mean, I have a ton of her books, Bonnie, so I will get to some of them soon. Okay. Then I grabbed a Jill Gregory that looks like this. I love this one. I love that dress. Look at that freaking dress. This one says she was the prize he stole from another man's arms. Oh, snap. And he's an outlaw. I'm here for it. Look at the little arrow. Always you. Cute. I wanted to recommend one, but didn't know if I already did. Well, Danielle, if you already did, I usually notice So don't worry about it. If you're not sure, just put it in again. Because what I do if things get recommended twice, first I check to see if it's from the same person. Because if you put your name, I know not everyone puts their name, but if you put your name, I just double check to see if it's been recommended before. If it's from someone else, like, because let's say, like, I had Elisa Braden recommended to me by 4 different people. So then I go to the entry that was recommended and I write down everyone's name. So then it's kind of like, this book's been recommended 4 times. You should try to get to it sooner because a lot of people want you to read it. So don't worry if you've already recommended it. Like, I notice because I keep that list pretty well pruned. Like, as I read the books, I remove the form so that I, when I do randomization, I don't get to it twice. Hi, big sis. I wondered if you could stop to say hello. I kind of surprised everybody. But anyway, yeah, don't worry about it, Daniela. If you're not sure if you recommend it again. I'll notice. It's okay. So then I got another Rosemary Rogers. Honestly, if someone could tell me if they like Rosemary Rogers, because I keep collecting her books because they have step backs like this. Look at this. But I've yet to read one of her books. She has beautiful, beautiful books. I grabbed 2 more Miranda Neville. This is another author that I've yet to read one of her books, but I have almost all of her books that she wrote. I have Never Resist Temptation, which is just a pretty little side one, but I love these colors. And then The Wild Marquis is this one. I love that. Hi, Renee. Thank you. Thank you, Rue. Then I grabbed this one I shared with my friends yesterday because it almost has like a nip slip on it. Look at this one. Like, look at her like corset coming off. The boob is almost there. I love it. And this one has like the voyeur horses like on the spine. Really pretty. Rosemary Rogers is similar style to Elizabeth Lowell or Judith McNaught, so if you like those authors, you'll enjoy it. But she writes epic angsty. Okay, good to know. I don't always love angsty, but I would try some of her. Wild Embrace by Cassie Edwards, and this one has a peekaboo. Look at this one. I like the picture of them like here, and then like, look, you get to see like shadow butt crack. There's shadow butt crack. This one is probably racist because it's an Indian brave, but I love peekaboo holes and I love that really risky shower. So there are quite a few of these I collect because I got to tell you, the Native American like art on some of these I really love, even though I would probably not read the books just for, reasons. But I do love some of the step backs that they give us, just being honest. Then I got the Sabrina Jeffries, which straight up, I just love the front. I do. I love this front. And then we got a Chase Lounge on the back. Look at that. This one says, the gentleman next door is surely a criminal who could undo all of Clara's good works. So why can't the lady get the dashing rogue out of her dreams? Sabrina Jeffries is someone else I have a lot of her books, but haven't read them. And then the last one I have to share, I have seen this one on Step Back Saturday for sure, but it's another double-page Step Back. Barbara Dawson Smith, Seduced by a Scoundrel. And this one is another white dress, full page. Love it. I absolutely love it. So beautiful. So there we go. Sabrina Jeffries. She is delicious, especially her old titles. Good to know. I have not 30. I have probably 10 Sabrina Jeffries. So I have quite a few. Okay. Oh no. Almost just broke my pen. So I also have a fun announcement, which I just found out yesterday. So I don't have the date set in stone, but if you guys want to start preparing for it, I figured I would tell you. So Serena Ackroyd is going to be our next author hangout. Will hopefully be mid-October is what we're looking for. she reached out to me yesterday because someone had sent her one of my videos talking about the filthy feckers. And she reached out to thank me for it. And I was like, if you want to thank me, how about you come to an author hangout? And she was like, oh my gosh, I would love to. So we will be getting that figured out. So very excited to speak with her. So excited to talk with her. She has some stuff like all over the map. So there's some others of hers that I need to read too, but I have been reading her books off and on for over a year probably, because some of her stuff, I didn't even know she had mafia books. I read them. She had a Menage book that I really loved, and she also had a like BDSM, really like heavy BDSM book that I really liked. But I know she has like some reverse harems, which I'm not a huge fan of those, but for Serena Ackroyd, like I would try, like I will test it out, because I just really love how emotional and compelling her characters are. And honestly, besides the Motorcycle Club books, they've all been like out of the park for me. I just don't connect with MC the way I want to. I've said it before, so I don't like blame her books for that. It's just not like my style. Thank you, Beth. Yes, Candace, you should read The Dawn and the Lady for sure. For sure. So yeah, now we can do what you want. I finished my book haul for the day. Do you have any, does anyone have any questions? Do you want to talk recommendations? Do you have a topic you want me to rant about? You know it. I'm going to do this, I'm just going to hang out for another half hour to see who shows up. And then I will be doing a giveaway. But I still need to get the stuff together, and then I will post it both on my YouTube community page. So for some reason, if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, make sure you are, because I'll post it on the community page, and I'll post it on my Instagram. So I'm planning to do some book gift cards, as well as if you're in the States, I will have a couple physical things to give away, and then I'll probably do some codes for merch, because I'll be able to have merch on the channel now instead of a link to it. So yeah, Daniela, it's so exciting. I'm glad that she actually had reached out to me. I mean, because I have a couple authors that I've been trying to get a hold of. And so some authors have Instagrams, but they don't use them. And not all authors have an email that you can send them information. So specifically, there's one author I'm trying to get in touch with, and she's not seeing any of the stuff I'm sending her. So I don't know what to do. I don't know how to get in contact with her. And maybe I'm sure it's set up that way for a reason, if they don't want to get spammed by people. But one of them is a pretty small author that I would really like to have on my channel. And I know that I would be good for them. But I'm having trouble getting in touch. So we'll see. Be patient with yourself about MC. It's not a genre for everyone. There are only certain authors you should pick up that write it later. Yeah. Also, part of it is I just haven't wanted to research it too much, just to be honest. I know I could find some that would work. I just haven't had the desire to. How's my new job going? Renee, that's a great question. I started August 31st, so I've worked there 3 weeks basically. And right now it's pretty slow, but it is it's everything I want to do. Everyone who has an assistant knows how important that they are, and anyone who is an assistant knows how much work it is, but it's exactly the kind of work I want to do. I want to handle someone's little things that help them be successful, but I don't need to be the person who's making the big bucks. I don't want to do that. I just want to help the business run smoothly. And then also I'm able to leave my work at the end of the day. You know what I mean? When my job is done, I get to go home and I don't have to carry the weight of making the money for the company. Does that make sense? So it's for a financial company here in Fargo, and I work with like 7 or 8 other people, and it's been really good. They tell me that we're heading into a super busy season, so I'm sure it will ramp up. Right now it's been pretty boring, but it's been great because I've still been able to listen to audiobooks. I've still been able to read a little bit. And then like coming up this coming week, pretty much everyone in the office is going to all of the, not the assistants, but all of the they're going to a golf tournament in Wisconsin. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, there's going to be nobody there. So I'm sure I'll get a lot of reading done those days. I'm not a huge fan of MC romances. I keep trying to give them by different authors. Yeah, Brandy. And that's the thing too. Like, I will absolutely keep doing them. Oh, hey, Tara. Thank you for saying hello. I'll talk to you tomorrow, honey. Can't wait. Congrats on 10K. What are you currently reading and loving so far? So yeah, I'll re-say this because I said it right in the beginning. I am reading the next book in the Bargainer series. I just started this last night, and I'm very excited for it. It gives me all of the A Court of Mist and Fury vibes, and I love that. So I'm enjoying it. I'm reading Empire of the Vampire. I'm enjoying is a hard thing to say. I am liking it. Jay Kristoff has such a certain way of writing, and the book is on Anyplay. Otherwise, I don't know that I would make it through. But also, you guys, let me find one. This book is fully illustrated. There is pictures in every chapter. So listening to it and then looking at the pictures as I go along is so much fun. It reminds me of those read and listen books you'd have as a kid. So this definitely is a dark, high adult fantasy. There is blood. There's vampires, and then there's almost vampire zombies kind of. There is there was a really violent animal death that happened pretty early on. So this is serious shit, but it's also so good. It's really, really good. And then I'll share the other ones too. I haven't read any of this one in a few days, but I'm over halfway through Portrait of a Scotsman. I'm also reading Underboss by Kristen Proby. I don't have a visual for that, but that is kind of a lighter mafia book. I know this is a trilogy, and I'm enjoying that. So I think that is fully everything I'm reading. Let me check. Let me pull up my Goodreads. We'll see. Like I said, my best friend is visiting the weekend. She's taking a nap right now. I told her, I was I'm going to go live for a little bit. And she's okay. Oh, and Damnable Grace. That's the other one I'm reading. I'm also reading the 5th book in the Hades Hangman. So speaking of Motorcycle Club, but I was taking a little break from that one because I was I can't do Empire of the Vampire and this dark cult book at the same time. I kind of need to go back and forth. So that's what I'm reading. Stuff that I've been loving, Endlessly 92, is still Elisa Braden. If you watch my weekly wrap up that went up today, I've been binging her hardcore, and I actually had to slow down because I didn't want to finish her too quickly because I only have I think I have 3 books left, and I'm sad that I only have 3 books left. Emma R. Hi from the UK. Yay. Just want to say that I love your channel and you give the best recommendations. Thank you, Emma. That means so much to me. Thank you, Arceli. Yes, Daniela. I'm going to be on Read My Lips again soon for my quarterly check-in with Tara. So that'll go up soon. Yeah, that's crazy. We're coming up. She's coming up upon a year of that podcast already, which is amazing. So yeah, okay, that's what I'm reading. Any other questions or recommendations we want? Any video recommendations? I have a spooky/gothic recommendations going up this week. That one will be going up this week. Then I also plan to film Another taboo recommendations, which will be BDSM as healing. Someone requested that. Tori, thank you. You are the sweetest. I love you. And then books that I can never forget will also be a video that I'm filming. So those are what's like on the schedule for the next week anyway. But if you have any like requests, I will see if I can accommodate those. But yeah, it's a really cloudy day here today, which is kind of nice. Sexy dark academia. That is an interesting thing. So I will say I don't have a ton of like academia recs, but I could see. Let me see about that one. See, sometimes I say that I don't think I've read enough, and then when I look up that trope, I'm like, oh yeah, I've read a lot of those. I mean, obviously I think of like Dark Notes and Gothicana, but those are the most like ones that pop up. I got a little tired of all the mafia I was reading and wanted something fun, so I've been binging hockey romance, but none of them have been as good as Helena Hunting. Any recommendations? Ooh. Have you read Kate Meter's books? She has a series. Oh, I don't think I have it here. But she has one. They're an adult hockey team that I really liked a few of those. There's even a male one in there. I don't read a ton of hockey. If I do sports, I'm usually football I'm usually football, but those ones were good. Thanks, Tori. I hope that they turn out well. Could you please do a Deadly Press / Midnight series deep dive? I want to read the series. Do you mean the Midnight Dynasty, Heather? Just want to be clear. That's the Dangerous Press and the Midnight Dynasty. Is that what you meant? Just wanted to double check that's what you meant, because I am working on that. The problem is the books keep coming out faster than I can read them. But that is a plan. So let me rewrite that down. Midnight Dynasty. Because I have read, right over here, I have read quite a few of them. Oh, you're okay, Heather. I just want to make sure we're talking about the same thing. So that's good. Books I'll never forget. Sounds great. Yeah. It's coming kind of close on the heels of like a video that I just did, which was, which one did I do? Books that gave me a hangover. There is a bit of a crossover, but yeah. You'd love to see a romance hot takes video. Yeah, so I have done those. They were just called something else. So I feel like if I film one of those, that is kind of like what Samantha did. That's kind of what I would do, and I would do like tea time with Jenn. But I could definitely ask about it. If that's one that you want to see, I just didn't want to feel like I was, because I do something like that. I do my like tea time with Jenn. But we could do like a romance hot takes one. I know that's really popular right now. I also just feel like the hot takes, I have the same opinion as all the other people who've done the videos. So maybe I'll do it and try to pick different questions. Tony Aleo and Natasha Madison write great hockey romance. I'm going to write that down. Because like I said, I'm not always in the mood for hockey, but I would give it a try. I'm rarely in the mood for sports romance, but sometimes after I read too many dark romances, I want to read lighter. Have you read any Cara D? Yes, I have. Let's see. Which ones have I read? I haven't read a lot, but I've read a few. Oops. Come on. I guess, okay, I've read the Touch series, which I think was some novellas that were BDSM. But I guess I haven't read more of these. I do have The Guy in the Window is on my immediate TBR because I recently pulled that one from the recommendation form. So I will be reading that soon. Hello from Newfoundland, Canada. Looking for recs about good girl, bad boy, dark romances. All right. Have you read Untouchable, Samantha? I'm just kidding. All right. Let me write that down. The last book in my favorite urban fantasy romance series is coming out in 2 weeks, and I'm already sad. Would love more urban fantasy recs to pick up. Yeah, Angela, that's a hard one for me. Urban fantasy is not my vibe. I've really only read like the Rachel Morgan series. Is it Rachel Morgan? And like Sherilyn Kenyon stuff, and that's really all that I've read, so I'm not great for that. Monet, I will never read Mariana Zapata. I'm sorry. She's on my will never read list. Sorry. So I haven't read Culty by Mariana Zapata. But I also have not read any other Mariana Zapata, and she is on my no-go list. And I know a lot of my friends all have a favorite of hers, but I just can't. I just can't do the level of slow burn based on the percentage of no sexy times. So I can't. I mean, Untouchable is a good place to start. It is a good place to start. Have you read any historicals by Catherine Anderson? Sahalia, is that how you say your name? Sorry if I'm wrong. That has been recommended, you ready for it? 5 times in my recommendation form. And you know how I said earlier, I keep track of those that have been mentioned that much. I will be getting to it very soon. So I have not read any Catherine Anderson. See, I know Bonnie loves it. It is on an immediate list, which means it's a book I try to keep getting to all the time. I think, did I buy a copy of it? I guess I did. Recently, I just went through my book rec form and I bought a bunch of the books from Thrift Books. And I think that was one that I didn't get. But Annie's Song is high on my list. I've heard wonderful things. Sorry, I'm writing. Favorite soft boys? Oh, I don't know. That's tough. Ooh, soft boys are tough. I can't think any off the top of my head, Lanissa. I would have to think on that one. Soft boys. Probably some of the Bergman brothers would be a recommendation off the top of my head. They are some wonderful soft boys. Thanks, Heather. Urban fantasy would be more like Kate Daniels. There's romance, but yeah. Yeah, and see, that's the thing, Heather. I would not be the one for those recommendations because it's not really my vibe. I like more and I mean, you know this. I want more romance than plot in a lot of ways. So I'm probably not the best one for that. I have not seen the step back for it, Bonnie. Thoughts on Ivy Smoke? So I've read the student teacher series and all of the so I read the original 4 and then the 3 after it. And they were okay. They were great bingeable books. But I haven't tried any other ones by Ivy Smoke yet. So Renee, if you have recommendations for which other ones by her you'd like me to try, I would be willing to do that. Have you read This Man by Jodi Ellen Malpez? Yes, Mackie, I have. I've read the original 3 that came out. And I liked it. I liked them. I have some other gem books to read that I just haven't got around to. I have the One Night trilogy. I don't know if that's what it's called, but I have those ones. Nalini Singh. Yeah, that's a good recommendation, Bonnie. Have you read any paranormal romance? Yes. I just read one, Deep Desire by Z.A. Maxwell. Is a like Indiana Jones and a vampire type thing. It was pretty cute. It was very interesting. Other male paranormal. I don't know if I've read enough of that yet. I'd have to look. Thank you, Cynthia. That is really sweet of you. Yeah. Any other? Is there a book you want to see written? Ooh. I don't know, man. I feel like it's always the next book that I read that I really love, and I'll feel that way. I honestly don't know if I can think of one that I like want to be written. That's a great question. But yeah, no, I can't think of one. Bonnie, are you just changing things up? I thought you're already a faded friend. That's funny. Since it's almost Halloween, do you have any haunting romance recommendations? I do, Monet. That video will go up this week. It's actually already in the the member channel. So you can go watch it. I have a spooky and gothic romance recs. There's a couple haunting ones in there. I don't have many though, because I don't like ghost romances. But I've read a couple, which are going to be on that video. The others by Ivy, specifically Empor High, are more high school kind of. Okay. Well, you can absolutely love her. I have nothing to say. I don't read a lot of the high school ones, though. Well, Bonnie, I guess you just really love me and wanted to show your love again. Any more Adelaide Forest book suggestions besides the Bellani Crime Syndicate? I mean, her other trilogy. I haven't even finished that trilogy though. I've read the Bellani Crime Syndicate and the first two books in the like Forever is Enough series or whatever. But that hero is super abusive. People tell me it gets better in the third one. I'm like, that's fine. But I didn't really like it that much. But I'm going to continue the Bellani series for sure. Naomi, is there a book or series you'd like to see adapted into a movie or TV show? So here's the thing. I'm really waiting for some mafia stuff to be made. Okay? Like, for reals. Mafia needs to make a comeback. The Sopranos are getting a like side movie that's coming out. And I think we need like Vampire Diaries, but mafia, right? That's what I want. I want it to happen. So specifically a series I would pick. I mean, let's be real, like Sophie Lark's series is the most cinematic, in my opinion. Because there's enough meat of it to go along without it just being the romance. But obviously the romance is still very important. So that's what I would pick. Do I think I will ever read any more of Anne Stewart's books? I don't know. She writes a lot of books that are in the Georgian period. And that's not a favorite of mine. I don't really like the wigs and the hoop skirts and the high-heeled men and like makeup and stuff. I'm not a huge fan. But The House of Rohan is very intriguing. I do own a couple other of her books, so I would never say never. Thank you, Avery. You're the sweetest. What's your go-to romance genre that you know is going to give you all the things you like? Well, historical romance would be my answer for that, because dark romance is amazing, but You never really know what you're going to get, like what the level of dark is going to be or what's it's going to feel like. And I just think that historical romance, when I'm picking it up, I very much know what's going to happen, and it's very comforting. So that's what I'd say. Kimura Chronicles would be pretty epic. Yeah, that one could be good too. Could be good. I just think there's more action and like different plot things that happen in the Brutal Birthright series. Like it really keeps it moving more. Thanks, Kara. Thank you, Ashley. Hey. Is there a historical mafia romance book? Ooh. Okay, real talk. The closest that I can think of a series being historical mafia would be I don't have a picture of it, but the Rules of Scoundrels series by Sarah McLean. That revolves around a club, and there's some like dirty dealing. There's like a fighting ring. I would honestly say that series is the closest to like a mafia like that I could think of. That comes to mind. So I would kind of recommend that. Miss Bella. The remake is not a romance, but has many tropes in it. Yeah. Nino or Ramo? Oh my gosh. They're completely different. Probably Nino. I picked Nemo. Ramo is too intimidating for me. I would love to see the Kate Daniels series or one of Patricia Briggs' series. Yes. I mean, paranormal stuff would be great. I would love that. Do you read reviews on Goodreads before getting into a series or book? I do, and sometimes it keeps me from reading it. Naomi, it really depends. That's a great question. It depends on, like, I don't know. If I get it recommended to me by a best friend, like by one of my closest friends, I don't usually read the reviews about it. If it's a series that like my viewers keep telling me to read, but I'm not sure about it, sometimes I'll look up reviews and see. But I just know that things are so relative. Like I even know how I write reviews. A lot of times my reviews, unless I'm writing them for an arc, are just like, this was hot, I liked it. How is that a review to convince someone to read something, you know? I'm more eloquent in my speech than I am in my writing, and so most of my reviews are verbal, you know? But there are some reviewers who do very well. Like, I like when they will, like, you know, hit the romance and the plot, and then they'll lay it all out. So sometimes I do. I was going to say the Bare Knuckle Bastards. Yeah. No, that one is close, too. Great one. Sometimes 1-star reviews makes me pick it up. Absolutely. Which new release are you most excited to come out? Ooh. Well, right now, I'm most excited for Sophie Lark's Serial Killer Duet. So excited for There Are No Saints and There Is No Devil. Very excited about that. I'm also very excited for House of Breath and Wind, the next Crescent City book. I'm very excited for that one. I'm not going to lie. I'm always excited for Sarah J. Maas's books. I only read the reviews if I'm not liking the book. Sometimes it validates my feelings. Yes. Maggie, that's a great point. I've definitely done that too. I've gotten to a certain point in a book where I'm like, okay, what's going on? And I've looked stuff up. So that's great. Favorite, paper, Kindle, or audio? I just can't do paper books anymore. Audio only at work. I also get to listen to audiobooks at work. I am a combination of both. I do like audio the best because if I get like pulled, because when I'm reading either a physical book or my Kindle, I tend to get distracted really easily. And I will like stop what I'm doing every 5 seconds and pull up my phone to like fiddle around with it. And so when I'm listening to an audiobook, I can fiddle around on my phone and still be reading the book. But also, as I've said, my very favorite thing ever as I've been doing with this, is to have this big ass book open and be listening to the book at the same time. Like, it is pure gold for me. I actually did that with Crescent City. The whole last like 7 hours of that book, I just sat with the book open and I was listening, and I was like, oh my God. Like, that's absolute heaven. But I would probably rank audiobooks like as my favorite mode, just because it's the most versatile for me. I'm excited for the next Crescent City book as well. Yes, Ashley. Decided to come out from lurking and say congrats. Thanks, Slayerella. Wow, I love your name. Your channel is wonderful. Thank you for putting your time into this. You are so welcome. Melina, congratulations on 10K. I started watching earlier this year and I love your videos. Thank you. Do you think that in the new SJ Mass, the love interest is going to change? So, okay, I wasn't even thinking about that. Like, I was not even thinking about that. And then one of my friends was like, you realize that in all of Sarah's books, the love interest changes. Okay, I personally don't think so, because of what we like went through in the last book, and just how connected that they are. In those other series, like where that happened, I feel like they weren't fully connected, because like Dorian, sorry, I don't want to spoil this for people. Like, Dorian was more into the idea of Selena, not herself. And in ACOTAR, that hero in the beginning, I don't want to spoil things, he is also more into an idea of her, and they don't communicate very well. For me, Hunt and Bryce, I feel like they communicate very well, and they really like know who each other is. So I don't think it will change, but I could be absolutely wrong. I don't know. I personally think more that like Hunt and Bryce are going to be okay. We will like slowly start focusing on the other couples. Like, I think her brother is going to have something going on, and I think there's some other opportunities. So that's my thoughts. I'm reading Havoc series. I agree about Untouchable with Carter. Just something about the book. And you were right. I've never read anything like it. I love your recommendations all the time. Thank you, Karen. The Havoc series. I've heard about that. That's a reverse harem, though, isn't it? It's so hard for me to get into audiobooks because I'm always wanting to have YouTube in the background. Oh, sure. Interesting. Do you keep track of new releases or when the next book in a series you're waiting for will come out? So, Naomi, something I started to do so that I can check is that because indie books don't always get announced right away, it's hard for me to put them into my planner, because what I used to do with like traditionally published books, like 6-8 months ahead, I just put them in my planner, and I'll be like, okay, the month of January, this book are coming out. And but what I do now is I use my lists, my wish list on Amazon. So as soon as an author makes the book available for pre-order, I put it onto my wish list. And then every time I get paid, I go through and see which books are there. Otherwise, a lot of authors, I'm on their promo team. So I know when they're coming out because I'm on their promo team at this point. So, but really my Amazon wish list is how I keep track, because I will just, once I hear about a book, I'll go and add it to the list, and then it's there. If you had to pick one trope, which one is your favorite? Age gap is my favorite. It is. But that goes with so many other tropes. But also marriage of convenience. Those two. Smush them together. An age gap, marriage of convenience. There we go. I really hope SJM doesn't do that. Hunt deserves to have an age. Right. Reading on a Kindle also hides what I'm reading for my kids. Great point, Renee. Solid parenting. Don't want them to see those smutty covers. I really want to start reading Sarah J. Maas, but there's so many books. It's extremely intimidating. Don't know where to start. I mean, you just start with book number 1. ACOTAR is the shortest series. So if you want to start with that, you start with A Court of Thorns and Roses. There you go. That series is also the most romantic, in my opinion. That's the best one I recommend to people who are romance lovers. And if you end up loving that and want more fantasy, Throne of Glass is even better. Congratulations! Any modern day or unique pirate books like Sea of Ruin or Devil in the Deep Blue Sea, or if you have a plan in the future to do a rec video, updated rec video for books. So my pirate rec video has pretty much every pirate video I've ever read. I mean, Sea of Ruin isn't a modern... Oh, you're saying unique pirate books. Right. Yeah, I haven't read any more pirate books since I made that video. But when I do, I will let you know. Today, I've read Voyeur Extraordinaire by Cora Riley, the first book in a duet, which she never completed. I'm kind of texting. Oh, no. Well, thanks for the warning. I recently downloaded her, like, she has a sports romance or something. I don't know. I recently downloaded that. But I'm kind of nervous to read them. We'll see. But yeah, okay. Well, been doing this for over an hour now. This was so much fun. Thanks for coming to my surprise recommendation / hangout for 10K. Oh my gosh. That's so crazy. Oh, Dana, I'm sorry. I did it as a surprise. But thank you for the congratulations. It will be here to watch afterwards. So, yeah. I'll re-announce here for everyone who just joined now. The next author hangout is going to be mid-October. I haven't picked a date for sure yet. And it will be Serena Ackroyd. So start reading your filthy books now if you want to be prepared. There will be a giveaway that I'll be doing. It'll probably be a week or two before I get it put together, which I will announce both here on YouTube and on Instagram. So you'll be able to get in on that. Thank you to all of you who subscribe to me and have continued to watch me, some of you for years. I don't know how I got this lucky. Like, I feel like everyone, specifically booktubers, anyone who does this, like, we don't expect anyone to care about what we have to say, but I personally just needed an outlet to be able to talk about books with someone because I don't have anyone in my life that I can talk to every day. Some of you are legit some of my best friends ever, and you're always there if I need to gush about books or rant about something. So that means so much to me. So thank you so much for this. And of course, I'll see you in the next video, which should be up on Tuesday. And yeah, thanks so much, everyone. Have a good afternoon or night or evening, wherever you're at.